Alex said that you guys were coming to you on the sideline during the game, kind of checking in and all that. What was that like for you in that experience, seeing him do what he did against Seattle this year, and what do you tell him in those moments?
Just be him. We prepare extremely hard in our room. KP pushed us to the max, so like games naturally come to us. We just let the game flow. Practice is the hardest thing for us. Practice and meetings is the hardest thing for us. So I just kind of remind him of the preparation he put in to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? Just turn it loose, let it go, have fun. Be you. You know what you're doing. You've been doing this all your life. Just have fun. And that's what I kind of revert back to. Just having fun with the game. Everybody tend to forget. It's still a football game. We so caught up in our assignments and stuff like that. You know what you're doing. Just turn it loose and have fun.
What was it like to see him turn that fun into 170 yards of offense?
I see it every day. I know who Alex is. He like my little brother for real. I see him every day, the runs he make and stuff like that. So it's like not a surprising moment for me after the game when he got 170 yards all purpose. It just shows you put the work in. It's a reward behind a lot of stuff that you do. I went down last week, a week ago, and it was his time to step up, and he did that. Came to the plate every time. I done been absent. Those guys done responded in a big way in that room. So, just proud of those guys, the way they respond every time. Something happened to me.
You expect to be back in the lineup this Sunday?
Attacking my rehab every day, real hard. Gonna see how this thing play out, but I'm extremely confident in what we got going on in the training room and what they doing to take care of me to get me back on the field. So I'm extremely confident. So gonna see how this week play out and see how I respond.
Did you think there was a chance even going into the weekend that you'd be able to play, and when was it kind of decided that you wouldn't be able to last weekend?
The game. I woke up and I couldn't play. But in this league, it's either you're gonna play or you can't. In this league, guys flying around, doing all type of stuff. And my game is I be explosive. I can't be out there if I'm not explosive or I'm not able to help my team win a football game. I'd rather the next guy behind me that can come in and do, extremely good job. Step up and do their job.
Zim said the other day he was asked whether running back's a position where a guy, if you're dealing with something, can sit out for a couple days and then be ready to go for Sunday. And he said if you're asking about Dalvin, I think Dalvin can. How do you approach that knowing like, hey, I might be ready to go, so I'm going to sit out these few days of practice, and just kind of like being able to gauge where your body's at, where you could miss a week of practice but potentially be able to play in a game.
Yeah,
do you view that?
Knowing who you is, I've been with Zim 5 years now, and he kind of know how I operate. But as far as that, I love the practice. Kind of missing practice is like, I prepare more harder, on paper, just write more stuff down if I don't practice. And if I do practice the same way, but I kind of got a better feel because I done went through the reps. But once I don't, I got to kind of take those mental reps and be ready. My conditioning and stuff, I get that in and stuff like that. So, that's what be the key, being conditioned and ready for the game. But it's all about feeling good. So if I'd have felt good and I didn't practice all week, I wouldn't have went out there and played, to be honest, because I felt I could do it. And I know I could do it.
What kind of things are you writing on paper? You mentioned
this is little stuff you see, like as far as just taking notes, basically. Stuff you see as a runner. Stuff you do as a runner. I probably see a run and I probably write it down how I want to hit it and what I want to do with the ball and stuff like that. Just envisioning the run and just writing it down, just reminding myself, this is how I want to get things done.
What impresses you about the ability of Cleveland and the way they operate with the timing of their running game?
First off, they got a good O-line, good physical O-line. Then you add that with two good backs, Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, the two of the best in the game. So you put that together, you got a good running game. And then you add the brains of Kevin Stefanski, then you mix it up a little bit, then you get a whole bunch of stuff. So it's a little hand-in-hand of both. Good coaches, good running backs, good offensive line, and you put it together. It's a mixture of great things. So that's what we facing on Sunday. We got to slow it down.
What did you like about working with Stefanski when he was here?
Yeah, he let us be us, man. I think being around the game and seeing so many personalities and stuff and knowing how to deal with players and stuff like that, I think that was his his great trait. You know how to deal with his players. You know how to communicate with his players, and know how to turn us loose during the game. Know how to put us in certain positions to go play free and win a game. And you seeing that way he's doing that at the Browns. Turning those guys loose and having fun.
What was that like, kind of watching from afar when he leads the Browns to the playoffs and a playoff game and all that? Is that kind of cool for you watching him?
I was happy for him to win Coach of the Year. Everything that came his way, was well deserved. He waited his time. Finally got the job and he took over and did what he needed to do. So I was happy for him. Once my coach, always my coach. He's my coach for life. Just the way he embraced me as a player and as a kid. So I came into this thing, and he told me 33 we're gonna ride you, and some games he'll ride me out, and it's just certain stuff you don't remember when it comes to those type of relationships.
Dalvin, obviously Kevin Stefanski and Clint Kubiak are pretty close. Do you notice any similarities in Clint at all in terms of Kevin?
Who you said?
Kevin Stefanski and Clint Kubiak are close. They've just been close for years. Do you notice any similarities with Kevin? Or excuse me, Clint in terms of Kevin?
Yeah, I do. Just the way they go about their business. Like I said, Clint's the same way. Clint know how to turn us loose too. Like it's the same thing. I just feel like those young minds just know how to come up with creative things and, like I said, communicating with your players and stuff like that. Clint's a great guy. Just being around him every day, you learn something every day. When it's time to have fun, we have fun. When it's time to lock in, it's time to lock in, and he lets it be known. Know how to prioritize and get things done. And I think that's what it comes down to. And I think that was the leverage with Coach Stefanski. He knew when it was time to let these guys have fun, or when to just get on their ass and do what you need to do, or just certain stuff. It was just like, yeah, I like that coming from my coach. Whether he got on my tail or not, whether he did. So.
Dalvin, what stood out from your sideline view about how Kirk played on Sunday?
You've seen it. You've seen it. It was fun to watch. I told him he hit a fadeaway in the game. He watched Kyler Murray another week. It was fading away. That was one of the best plays I've seen him. He was fading away. He dumped it off and got up. He knew he hit his guy. So it was just fun watching him turn it loose, man. Seeing his attitude coming to the sideline. I just figured it was on the goal line. One time we scored, and I seen him go to the sideline. And I was like, yeah, he dialed in. Like he dialed in. I just love seeing that from him. Him showing this emotion, when he first got here, it was like, I'm figuring it out. Like, I'm going to get this thing done, but I'm going to figure out in the meantime. I think he's figuring it out still, but, you seeing him comfortable. Like, once he's comfortable, we give him a clean pocket. Best in the game, man. The best. Like, just turning the ball loose and just being him, man. But you're starting to see that leadership side expand more. A few weeks ago, he came in and halftime, turned us up, just got us going, ready to play. Like, come out the second half, because that was one of our drop-offs, come out the halftime, ready to play. And he made sure, as the quarterback of the team, made sure we was ready to play to come out the half. Just little stuff like that, you're seeing that with number 8, and you're seeing that carry over to his play.
When you say best in the game, you think he's playing better than any quarterback in the NFL now?
Yes.
Yeah, just kind of elaborate on that. That's a strong statement.
That's a statement. And it don't, that's how I feel. That's how I feel about my quarterback. That's my quarterback. But he going to prepare himself the same way every day, each and every week, to be the best, to go out there, whether he have a good game or he don't. And that's what I like about him. It's not nothing different from a win and a loss with him. It's the same preparation every time. He comes back, take the criticism, and go be him. We win, same thing. So that's what I like about him. There's no up and down with him. That's number 8.
Do you think this is the best he's played since he's been with the Vikings?
He's been playing good. He's been playing lights out. You go look at his numbers. His numbers are there. He's been balling.
When you talk about him, turning you guys up at halftime, I think it was after you talked last week, he said kind of that self-awareness that he comes in here in 18, you guys are coming off NFC Championship. He can't just come in here and act like, my team, like I'm all these new ideas. So it kind of got from his perspective, it seemed like he had to take some time to get comfortable, the self-awareness of not being able to just like come in and establish himself. How has he done that in your perspective of where everybody talks about swag and whatever that looks like for him, but being that vocal guy where he's okay asserting his voice, not being like, well, this is awkward, like this is coming across as kind of like whatever. How does it, I guess, resonate with you guys now, just how he's been able to do that?
Yeah, when you kind of like take a look at it from like, when you first get in the building, and then, we paid him a bunch of money, and then everybody just wanted him to come in and be like, this your team, say what you need to say, be the rah-rah guy. You got to kind of let a guy just, fill things out. Like, you just can't throw him in a position and he just come in and be out of character, and that's not him, He figured stuff out, and I think it was, like, perfect timing, like, because, like, we all grew together. Like, it wasn't just, like, him on the, just growing by himself. This core group has been together for, like, the last 2-3 years, and Jefferson and Irv, them stepping up and Conklin. But, like, just us growing together and us getting that communication and being around each other, you could kind of feel the guy opening up more and being himself, and sometimes when people kind of come off and be like, this is my team at the end, a lot of people don't respond to that as well. So, him kind of just filling things out kind of like, helped everybody, be comfortable in the situation. And now when you see him, it's just like, he's to the point where he's so comfortable around the building, and, he still don't got to be the rah-rah guy. He still don't, just being him and establishing this is who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the time of me being your leader, I can be that guy. Just showing us he can be that guy. And then, you see times like that come game, he's stepping up and getting us ready to go and stuff like that. So, it's all about timing, and I believe it's all about timing and letting the person, be them. Letting the person feel things out and be their self. And I think that's what's important for Kirk. Just we let him be him and feel things out. And you seeing that ball come off his hand, great as ever. That's how I look at it.
Dylan, how much confidence does that give the rest of you on offense when you see him playing at such a high level and knowing you guys can attack from so many different areas of the field? Just how much confidence does that give this offense?
I know for me as a runner, like when I see him, when he's playing like that, as he's been playing, I just tell myself, if I can help in the run game, just imagine what we can do. Like, you know what I'm saying? When he's playing good like that, if I could go out here and keep the run game honest, 5 yards or whatever, not even a big run, just keeping these guys honest, that's going to help us so much more with him playing like that. And I know receivers think the same thing. If they give Kirk time in the pocket and I get open, he going to hit me. Like, it's the same thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's hand in hand. So that's how I be thinking. Like, when he's playing lights out like that, I just think, like, if I could just help a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It'll help us win the football game. So that's how I be thinking.
How did Dan's get your high school jersey?
I don't know. It was crazy. I don't know how he got that. That's like a classic. Like, I told him, like, you got to hang that up or something. Like, I won a state title every year. Like, I don't know how he got that jersey. And it's like, I don't know. It's weird. Y'all got to ask him. I don't know. Well, I'm going to ask him, and I'll have an answer for y'all because I don't know. But it was cool to see him go out there and do that. I don't know how he did it, though. It was weird.
Did you sign it for him?
I might have to, right?
For that.
Yeah, I'm going to charge him for that.
Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate it.